Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video I will show you a very common program which is asked inside placements or interview questions for GATE for competitive exams. It's called as Fibonacci sequence or pattern. If you want to print this Fibonacci sequence or pattern, it's a very special pattern where the next number is the sum of the previous two numbers. So basically this is actually the pattern. So if I just write, let me just open the zoom it tool on my machine so that I can zoom on particular element. So just wait. So this is essentially this pattern. If you just write 0 1, so as you can see these are the first two numbers in the pattern 0 1, and this third number is the sum of the previous two numbers. This is 0 plus 1, which comes out to be 1. And now the next number which will come in the pattern, which it will be the sum of these two numbers, which will be 1 plus 1, and this comes out to be 2. And now the next number will be the sum of these two numbers, which will be 1 plus 2, which will be 3. And now this will be the sum 2 plus 3. As you can see, this is actually the pattern which is called as Fibonacci sequence or pattern. And now we just need to print this pattern using a Python program. So this Python program executes like this. So if I try to execute this program, so python app.py, it will ask me to enter the number for Fibonacci sequence. So how many sequence you want to print out? So I will say I want to print the pattern up till 10 or 5 numbers. So it will print out the pattern here. You can see 0 1. The next number is the sum of this first two numbers, and the next number is 1 plus 1 2, and then 2 plus 1 3. So this is the thing. If you say 10, you will see again it follows the same pattern. So now I will show you the Python program how to build this. So the very first thing we need to realize that in this pattern the first two numbers are constant, which is 0 1. So irrespective of how many sequence I want to print out, these two numbers are printed like this 0 1. So let me first of all write this program. So here we will be accepting the user input. So for this we will be typecasting the value here to integer, and we will ask the question to the user that enter the number for Fibonacci sequence. So now the user writes the number, and right here we will create two variables, a is equal to 0 and b is equal to 1. So these two numbers will be printed out irrespective of how many uh, digits you get. So these two numbers are constant, so we just need to print these numbers like this. So print the first number. So here we need to print like this the first number and the second number. But the problem here is that if I try to execute this appears on next line like this 0 1. But if you want to print side by side, there is a end function that you can use. Put a comma and then you can put a and symbol is equal to double quote. So this means that it will appear, both these characters will appear side by side. If you want some space, then you can add some space here. So we can add some space like this. So this means that both these numbers will appear side by side. So in this way you can do this. So if I try to execute this now, you will see 0 1 is printed out. And now we need to use the for loop for printing out the other numbers. So for this we will use the for loop for I in range. So it will run from the second index up till the total number of numbers that it receives. So let's suppose I provide 5 here, it will run up till 2 comma 5. 5 is not included because this number is not included. So it will run up till 2 n minus 1. So 2 to 4. So inside this for loop, what we need to do, we need to calculate the sum of these two numbers. As you can see, 0 plus 1, which will give you the third number, which will be 1. For this we will be using the third variable. So we create this third variable, we calculate the sum, which will be a plus b, and then we store this sum inside this third variable c, and whatever this is the sum right here. And for this, one more thing, so if I try to print this number like this, if I print this, you will see the problem which will be there. If I print this c number and if I run this now, you will see the pattern will not be printed out. You will see 0 1. Up till now this the pattern is correct because 0 plus 1 comes out to be 1, but here also the next number is also 1, the next number is also 1. So now we need to make sure that we also switch the value of a and b, because a and b is set to 0 and 1. So we need to make sure that the values of a and b in the next iteration of when we move the index to the next number, when we go to the third index, this third number, we need to make sure a is set to this number and b is set to this. For doing this, we need to swap the index here. For doing this, we simply say a is equal to b and b is equal to c. So this is a swapping that we are doing right here using a third variable. So we calculate the sum and then we make sure that we interchange the indexes. The second number becomes the first number, and then the sum of these two numbers becomes the second number. So now if you run this pattern, you will see the correct pattern will be printed out. You will see 0 1. The sum of these two numbers comes out to be the third number, and then we move to the next number, which is 1 plus 1 2, and then 1 plus 2 3. So this is essentially this pattern comes out to be. And if I, let's suppose, you can see this is 10 numbers: 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 3 5, 5 plus 8 13, 13 plus 8 21, 21 plus 13 34. So this is the way by which you can print out this Fibonacci sequence or pattern. This is asked inside various competitive exams such as in coding placements as well, so gate exams as well. So in this way you can write this program in Python. And thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and also check out my website freemediatools.com, which contains thousands of tools.